Hello guys, I've been planning to make this video for a while now and I barely got to it because the system's been a lot of work recently. So I wanted to talk specifically about one tool I have, and this is this market reader. I'm going to talk about how to really take advantage of it because I've looked at many YouTubers kind of pick props, and I look at them and I'm like, the things that they are telling you guys are pretty basic to where they're like almost too known for this system. You get a lot of YouTubers who'll go on and they'll go ahead and predict props, and they'll tell you, hey, this is what the line looks for other books, and they'll show you the lines for other books. But it wouldn't be real time. This is all real time data, and this is why it's more important to them, to us, than some YouTuber who goes onto YouTube or someone who's telling you guys, "Hey, this EV is this, this is this." It's because we get to see what's happening real time, and we get to see what's happening throughout the whole day. So, when you come over here, you see the player. You're gonna see the stat, the side. You're gonna see the matchup. Typically, it's not all the ways because Prize Picks and underdogs are typically the ones that when you fetch their data, they don't return matchups. And then you're gonna have the consistency, which is basically, hey, what do most sports books lean towards? What's the anchor on the line? So you see, like this book. Well, this right now is only showing like one, but if you look at multiple right here, you'll see that the anchor is 11.5. This might be actually a good one to look at, but you see the anchor is 11.5 here. Anchor is 13.5. And for those who know my system already, this is just Fairline. And then open is what the line was caught at. P error just means the difference between the fair line and the open. Usually, if you're trying to find an advantage, and I've been seeing a lot of advantages here, but like even Wendell Carter Jr., I chose him at 10.5, and it looks like the books are like rotating from 10.5 to 11, but I actually chose him with good numbers. But then you have the base. Basically, it's, hey, like the adjustment of the fair line. Sometimes spreads, injuries, whatever would cause something to move, and then we will boost their fair line depending on the boost that they get. But we're not talking about Fairline right now. Books, you see right there, I'll just show you the number of books. Sometimes you will get single events until you like go to the history tab and search, and then you will see like the full books. Just because we do things by events, so as soon as they happen, we see them right away. All right, so then you got last move. Basically, that is the timestamp of the what's happening right now, and then this is the label everybody cares about, or should care about, because this is the bread right there. That's the moneymaker right there. That label. What's gonna show you is that it's gonna show you how odds move real time. Not only is it going to show you what odds moved, it's going to show you which book moved first. That is very important because depending on what book moved first is how you're going to determine if it's smart money, or I mean sharp money, or public money as well. If you see like DraftKings or FanDuel's move first and then you see immediately after other books follow, then you know that the move is real. I'm trying to see if I can find an example right here. And here's an example right here. So you'll see Jalen Suggs. First move was DK. So DK moved from 20 to 19.5. And then you see Fanatics followed 5 seconds early. So that means that, hey, you are getting some sharp pressure on this. So I'll go Jalen Suggs and that was his PA. And this is the historic tab. Um, if you want to talk about a little bit about the filters up here that I do not use yet, but basically, limit right here, you can come in and increase the limit of how many props you actually see. And then you can go to reload, and then it will reload the props. Band is referring to like the fair line. So if there's a certain percent of difference, it will pick it up from the fair line filter right there, a band percent. Signals will show you like different types of signals that was classified. Um, Canary, drift, magnitude fade, reverse snapback. All these are real signals that we talk about already in the Discord. So you can see those signals play out. Books, you can come over here and choose a book that you would like. If you want to filter by a specific book, that's fine. And then here you can filter by stat. But that's pretty much all. In here you can filter by like a window, but that's pretty much all it has to do with those filters up top. But you come to this one right here, and you see a lot of first move Fanatics, and then MGMBR, which is Bet MGM. You see how it follows afterwards, and it just might be odds change, but odds change are pretty much what's gonna define sharp movements as well. Sharp money is not only by those who get line changes. It's also by odds moves too. Like a big gap in odds moves can also be an indicator of sharp money. But the main important thing is you want to see which book moved and which book followed. Because if a book moved on DraftKings and another book followed within a certain amount of seconds, you can bet against the stall line. And that's a strategy where when one book hasn't changed and the other books have, then you can bet against it. Like right here. If I was looking at this right here and I was on MGM and I noticed that, hey, all the other books have him as a favorite at 19.5, but BetMGM has him at minus 105 at 20.5. So when I look at that, I'm immediately thinking, hey, either the under on BetMGM or going to the over on some book that's less expensive, like Fanatics, like FanDuel, because those are going to give you the best value. And right here, as you can see, like our fair line, we already have him going at least 21 because we have him at 20.92 for his PA. So we have him going at least 21. Books are moving from, 20.5 to 19.5. You see the moves on over is slightly dropping. So I would just kind of track it. Like I see over again. I see what the books are moving. Books are moving from minus 127 to minus 123. So that's telling me right there the pressure's coming in on the under. And then you can probably see right here 103 to 108 on the under. Again, pressure coming in the under. And then look again. Jalen Suggs again. Got a little bit more pressure on the under here. But I mean, actually, it actually got a little less pressure on the under and went back to the over. So that's why you'll see what the other books are doing and compare it to the book that you're looking for because, like I said, books go through price discovery and they will move the lines around to see what people were willing to buy them for. So what I would just do with this is just take that Jalen Suggs PA. I would go to my market reader. My signal reader. Sorry about that. I will go to his PA, and I'll just see what we say about here. Don't think that automatically, since it says under, that it's meaning that it's under. You really got to see what it says at the bottom here, because sometimes you'll have lines like this, like Fanatics, where it will grab the wrong line originally, or they realize that they mispriced, and so the signal reader would capture the beginning of the line. So you would come over here and you type 19.5, and so this really doesn't look like a go over to me, even though the signal reader does say that, hey, it goes. I mean, the Fairline does say he goes a little over 20.5. This to me looks like a classic case of, hey, last season average is low, last 10 is low, last 5 is low. But player versus actual, he scores a little bit more. This goes to show me, like, if I'm just gonna skim this, it says that, hey, today and this game don't really suit this. However, he does have the opportunity to go over, because he scores more than when he's away. The game environment is, the spread isn't too bad. Spread is only -2 for Phoenix. Line moved up, I believe, or line moved actually down, so that's why it supported the move right there, which actually supports the negative right there, so that's fine. And then teammate is out. Sometimes over here you can see the reason why prop is moved, and then it would let you know right here. This says flow only. That means that it was no reason why it moved. It just moved. And that's completely reasonable too. That can be a sign of sharp money as well. But yeah, just going back to the market reader. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna check Jalen Suggs real quick. So yeah, so he's 2 out of his last 5. He's going against Phoenix. Honestly, I would wait till it goes back up to like 21.5. I already seen that books are testing at 21.5. They dropped it down to the 20.5. A lot of books are at 19.5. It's kind of alternating right now. I would try to see if I can get it at that 21.5 before I did anything. But yeah, market reader is a tool that you should have in your back pocket, because it's able to see sharp money. It's able to see when the books moved. One thing you could also do, like right here, if I was gonna go to Jalen Suggs and I wanted to see his PA, you can go to the last tab and see exactly what happened the day before, or with his line since the birth of it. You see, like, we still taking his line since the 30th, which was yesterday, and you can kind of see that it was at 19.5 on FanDuel, 19.5, 18.5, 19.5, and then I'll just kind of go to the story right here to see like what the story of the line. So it was actually born in 19.5. Some books have moved them to 21.5. I probably determined that it was an overshoot and moved him back down to 19.5. But yeah, so this is where I would come and I would just read these just to see what books moved and see how they moved, and that's probably the best way to go ahead and get you your the best benefit of the market reader, because you want to see big gaps in this, the eyes change, because if you see a big gap in a small amount of time, then you know that it was actually sharp money that moved it instead of public money. So yeah, these are the tools for market reader. If you have any questions, just send me a message. But this is a tool that you need to have in your back pocket.